Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and welcome to our first ever Project Life blog hop. This is for our connection kind of group that we have, and I sort of started this at the beginning of the year. I wanted a place where people could get together and talk about their project life and showcase their project life, and it has turned into a really exciting thing that I've been doing. And so I wanted to share with you guys, I'm going to share with you my current album. I don't have a scrapbook album yet. I'm going to get that in the next couple weeks, but I wanted to show you guys kind of where I'm at, and then I'm going to show you our theme this month is finding your method of memory keeping. And so I kind of wanted to show you my setup, what I have, what's going on, kind of just where I'm at. So probably about 2 years ago, I had decided in doing a family album that I really desired to scrapbook more of our traditions and more of our life, and not necessarily just the events of our life. And that was before I found Project Life. And then in April of last year, I found Project Life, the method of Project Life, and I fell in love with it. So that's kind of what I did last year, but I still did my the normal way that I would get my pictures printed, which I would get them printed about every 3 months. And so every 3 months I would go through, get pictures, and then I would catch up on the last 3 months. And so because I was doing that last year when I was working on September, October, and November ended up not getting done in last year's album, and it's still not done. And I have a handful of pictures and I wrote stuff down, but to be honest, it just got confusing. I didn't know what was what. So I kind of just like got overwhelmed and I just stopped. And so November didn't get done. So in December, I took a little tote. I went on vacation, went to some families for Christmas, took a little tote of stuff to just work on December, and really found that that is what really, really works for me. I would do it every couple days. I got my pictures printed every week, and December came out beautiful, and I was able to record a lot more. And so that's how I decided to do this year's album. I'm really taking a step back and going very, very simple. I got first, let me show you what I have. I purchased a core kit from Becky Higgins, and this is the Clementine core kit. And you can see I just have some of the Clementine cardstock, and then here's the 4x6 over here. And then I have some just glue dots and dimensionals. And then I have some random sort of journaling cards from some other places. I have my 3x4 grid cards. And then I'm going to start collecting washi tape. I've never really used it. And this has been around, this that I have has been around for quite a long time. And so I decided I would kind of start using it. I have just a few little brads that I had purchased that sort of matched the kit. I have a little bit of adhesive in here. I have these really small letter stickers that matched my kit really well. And then I have a couple stamp sets that I use real faithfully. And I have my eye on some more product that I'm going to get for it, but for the most part, I'm keeping it very simple. So I have that, and I just pull that out when I'm working. And then I have this tote right here. I have just some clear bags, and this is a 6x6, and it just has some die cuts, some printables that I printed out, some calendars. I just stick it in there. And then I have a couple of calendars here that I've printed out. Then I have a 12x12 bag that is kind of scraps. This is not Clementine core kit related. It's some extra paper that I'm using. So I have one for kind of extra paper. Then I had already had some Clementine 12x12 cardstock, and I really wish I would have gotten more at the time. I purchased it before I got the core kit, and I just liked the paper, and now the paper is not available. And I use this like crazy. So I have mine separated into the colorful cardstock, and then I have one that is the black and white. And so, and then in this portion, I just have my dividers. I have more grid cards. I've kind of been hoarding these. And then this is just some like random, like I stick all my, anything that I want to keep in my album, I stick in here. I just kind of throw in here and I keep this out where I can access it, you know, weekly. Weekly, I would say, access this, okay? So let me take you through my album and what I've done, and then I'm going to be inserting some pictures as we go. So I just really love the idea of a title page, a 12 by 12 page that when you open up the album, it makes a huge statement. So I really love that, and so I did this. I'm sort of looking for a house stamp, like a stamp that is a house, or a die cut that is a house. I'd love a little house right here. So this is just something I found and printed up. Then when you open this, on this side, this is our address, and I cut this out on my Cricut. And then I'm gonna get an 8 by 10 photo of our house. I actually have to go out and take the photo. I'm gonna do that at the beginning of every year, I think, for a while. Take a picture of our house. We just moved in here last year and are wanting to do a lot of work, different things to the house. And so I thought it would be neat to see a progression of our house. So next I have this page, which this says the Martinez family. We're going to have family photos done. And so this is going to be a picture of my husband and I. And then we're going to do a picture of Kayla, of Violet, of Andrew, and then one of all three of the kids down here. So I think that's going to work out nice. It's tentatively on the plans for us to get family photos done. And whenever we get them done, if we get them done in the middle of October, I'll just stick them in here because they will be our 2013 family photos. And then down here, I just have this oval and it says, "Oh, hello 2013." And I've noticed that's quite the trend this year. So we jump right in here to the very first week of January. I'm doing my weeks a little bit different than everybody else. My weeks are running... my first week was the 1st through the 6th. And so they're a little bit different than everybody else's. I'm okay with that. And I have just been sticking sticky notes in here until I got my pictures printed. I just kept forgetting. I'm not used to getting my pictures printed on a weekly basis. And so it's been a little bit difficult for me to get used to, but I'm really enjoying that much more than waiting. So here you can see that I just snapped pictures each day. I've journaled a lot and I've started keeping receipts. So this is just a receipt. And then I've been journaling a lot more. I typed out some journaling on this card, and then as well I did some handwriting on my journal cards. I recently asked around and found out that a lot of people use Sharpies, and so I'm gonna start using Sharpies to do my journaling. I was really struggling finding a pen that I liked. So I have my divider, my January divider, and then I have this. It's a calendar, and I've always done this, had a calendar in our scrapbooks, and I just really like the idea, and so I'm gonna keep doing it. And it also works out because I put it in an 8.5 by 11 sheet protector, and I'm out right now, but it doesn't bother me if our calendar is like this. But I know Becky Higgins has some 8.5 by 11 that are this way, and I really like doing this because the other thing is then on the very back of my calendar, I can also have cards or some memories, memorabilia that maybe didn't fit other places, and so I'm gonna continue to do that. And so I just have to get some page protectors. So then I went ahead and I did this little insert. I love this 6 by 12. And this is a story. Hopefully I won't cry telling the story, but we have a really good friend that we go to church with, and she was diagnosed with cancer, with a bone cancer at the very beginning of the year. She was actually diagnosed the day after Christmas. And so she has a online journal that she does updates, and we obviously keep up to date with what's going on with her. And so I've decided to put this in my album, and mostly because it's just a huge part of our life right now. What's going on with her, you know, her treatment. We're keeping very up to date with her. We're praying for her. My children, you know, we talk about it with our kids. This is her right here, Ashley. And so this was the first entry into that journal, and I printed that out. And then on the other side is a journal entry from the 3rd. Now, I'm not keeping every single journal entry that she does, but I am, like, on a weekly basis, I'm going to be adding it to my album. And it's just something that is very close to my heart right now because of just what's going on, and we're praying for her a lot, and it's been very emotional for me. And so I wanted to add that into my album. So here's some random pictures. This is obviously the picture of Ashley and her story, and then my husband always does this. He takes these random pictures, and I just thought it was very fitting. And then, of course, I've journaled, and I'm missing a couple pictures I noticed when I got them printed. And so then we go right into week 2, and these are just, I've just been getting them, I've been dumping all my photos into a folder on my computer, and then I've been getting them printed. So this is what I have found works really well for me. I kind of lay out my weeks a couple weeks in advance, and let me show you what I mean by that, and then I'll wrap it up so you don't have to see me just inserting photos. But over here, so we're in week 4. Now I wanted to share with you guys. So here is week 2, and it's a double-sided spread. And then I go into week 3, and what I did is I added these hand prints and footprints of the kids. And so I knew I wanted to use this design E, and so it's the 6x6, it's 4 6x6 pockets. So I didn't have a whole lot that went on in week 3. And so what I did is I just added another 6x12 insert, because it kind of, I had some pictures of the kids outside, and then I also had some pictures of a business meeting that I went to. And so these, it wasn't really enough photos to really do a whole nother design A layout. So I just went ahead and I inserted the 6x12. I put the photos on here. I added some buttons. I cut this sun out on my Cricut, and then I used Peachy Keen stamps to stamp the face on. And then I just used my Cricut to cut out the title for this, and then I hand wrote my journaling right around the photo. And so then I added this, and it was actually this week that I did it. It was in week 3 that I did it. I wrote their names, their ages, and the date on it. And then what I did is we're in week 4 right now, and I really had nothing that is really going on this week. And so we stayed home. There just wasn't a whole lot going on. So I went ahead and I just did this spread as my week 4. And then I do have a photo that's going to go right here. I printed up another one of Ashley's journal entries. She started her 2nd round of chemo, and so this week particularly, we have been thinking about her a lot and praying for her. And so I printed out her update and put it in here. And then I just have some receipts, and I got a little note. I got a nice little gift that was a little bit of a surprise to me. And so I kept the note tag. And then this side will be next week. It's going to be week 5. And I'm just going to leave it at this. Again, there's not a lot going on. I don't think I need a photo every day, but when I have these weeks that are like this, that I don't have a lot to share, what I try to do is really dive into our life and really think about what's going on, and try to take more photos of that, or journal more about it. And you can see right here, I trimmed this photo down. It was just a photo of our house, of our living room, and I snapped the picture and the sunlight was coming in. And so I just trimmed it down to a little 2x2 square and added it right there. And I really like that. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've done the beginning of February. So it'll be week 6. And then I've done week 7. And as you can see, I've just kind of laid it out. And this way I can come in, I can do my sticky notes in the right places, and I can stop and do some journaling if I need to. Sometimes if I have a few minutes, I will put a stamp on, you know, I'll decorate up a 3x4 card and do some decorating on it, or do some stamping on it and do some journaling. And this just helps me to stay on track. Now, I don't do too far in advance because like here, I decided to use a different insert. So I don't want to go through and do all of my weeks, because then if I get to a place where I want to use a different design insert, I want to have that option. So anyways, guys, that's where I'm at with my project life. I hope that you enjoyed seeing where it's at, and we'll be back next month. I'll put a link up on the bottom of the screen for you to be able to go over to the blog that we have specifically set up for Project Life, and then make sure that you hop to the next blog for our Project Life blog hop. So thanks guys for coming by, and I will talk to you later.